My brothers and sisters, welcome to our series of talks in preparation for total consecration to Our Lady. My name is Brother Julian Mary from the Community Knights of the Holy Eucharist. First, I would like to invite all of our viewers, followers, and all those who want to join us in this wonderful invitation from a great Marian apostle, St. Louis de Montfort, back during his time, to consecrate ourselves to Our Lady. And I want you to get a copy of his book, True Devotion. The book is of high caliber, recommended by many saints and popes, both in their writings and examples. St. Pius X says, and I quote, "I heartily recommend True Devotion to the Blessed Virgin, so admirably written by Blessed de Montfort, and to all who read it, grant apostolic benediction." End of quotes. Pope St. Pius IX, who proclaimed the dogma of the Immaculate Conception on December 8, 1854, declared that St. Louis de Montfort's devotion to Mary was the best and most acceptable form of devotion to Our Lady. St. John Paul II's motto, Totus Tuus, is St. Louis de Montfort's words, "I am all yours," taken from the same book, True Devotion. You must have a copy of this book because it contains jewels that perhaps most of you did not encounter in your spiritual journey. Besides, the manual for consecration touches a little bit to reinforce the four major preparations for consecration to Our Lady. We will talk about these four major preparations later. Perhaps the saint wants you to read the book before taking up this consecration, as you should, and I would highly encourage. Another thing that you must have is a copy of the manual for consecration, which I made mention earlier, written by the Montfort's publication. The little book, or the title of this little book, is The Preparation for Total Consecration according to St. Louis de Montfort, which contains all the spiritual readings and prayers. So two things very important. First, the book True Devotion to Our Lady, and the little book Preparation for Total Consecration, both under Montfort's publication. Now, to get familiarity with the book and the Marian spirituality of St. Louis de Montfort will lead us to a better understanding of what consecration to Our Lady is all about. And then, from this, we will move on to our main goal, consecrating ourselves to Jesus through the hands of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Why is this consecration to Our Lady so important? There are several reasons St. Louis de Montfort outlined in his book, but I would like to summarize his teachings in this way. The goal of life is holiness, our sanctification, to be with God for all eternity, and to have communion with Him even in this life. To become holy and to be with God, it is necessary to practice virtue. Now the problem is our corrupt nature, because of original sin and our personal sins and our strong tendencies towards sin called concupiscence. And so the journey towards holiness is so arduous. It's not easy. In all of this, it is very difficult for us to go on in this journey without God and His grace. For the grace is the supernatural help from God. Our Lord is very clear. Without me, you can do nothing. But where can we find the grace? The answer is God. But the distribution of God's grace, the dispenser of His grace, is none other than the Blessed Mother. It is through the hands of the Blessed Mary, Virgin Mary, that God gives us His grace. This is the teaching of the saint following St. Bonaventure. St. Jacinta told Lucia, it is through the Immaculate Heart that we will obtain graces. Therefore, consecration to Our Lady is so important. Let us explain this further as we continue in our series. And we'll begin with this question: how to do this consecration?